What's going on, guys? Josh Lambert, aka the MUDCAT, here from Erie Records, and I'm here with the one and only. Tell him what your name is.
Hush from Detroit.
That's right. This guy right here has been a legend in the game for 30 plus years. Has worked with some of the greatest artists, producers in the world, and has created some timeless music. And we just got finished wrapping up his last ever show. So tell us, what does it feel like being retired from performing live and having done your last performance?
Well, it's like bittersweet, as they say. It's a lot of work, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's where this kind of like bookends my career. It's it was a lot of work trying to get a name in the business off the ground and get with. Getting into the open mic scene and battling and doing all of that and being around the whole 8 Mile scene.
Yeah.
And then, here we are 30 years later. I blinked,
Right.
The true part of it that not that many people understand is that last year in 2024, I had a heart attack, a massive heart attack. I died. Cardiac arrest for like 40 seconds. I was paddled back to life. And that was a different, just a different way of seeing the world after that.
Yeah.
You don't think that kind of stuff can happen to you, especially when, we live in this lifestyle that's so carefree in hip hop.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't hear much about your peers, health issues or health concerns and that kind of stuff. So, it's been 8 months since I had it. And through that time, I've had time to really think about what my career has been. At what point, when do I want to stop?
Right.
And I always knew that, music's in my blood, just like everybody has, who's in this business. We love it. I hear a dope beat and I want to write to it.
Exactly.
I want to spit to it. Or I hear somebody, say a metaphor or a punchline. And I'm like, damn, that was sitting there the whole time. I could have thought of it and did it. So I thought, you know what? Putting shows together is just, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I've been in control of that my whole career, pretty much. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to stop. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to enjoy my family. I have a beautiful, wonderful girlfriend, and I've got 3 sons, all adults now, who watched me in this game. And I said, you know what? It's just time to focus on them.
Yeah.
Give them the attention that they deserve because they've been allowing me to live in this world we call hip hop and do my thing. And now it's time for me to give back to them and show them, how much I love and care about them. And then be able to consult on the side and work with you, and Erie Records, and work with venues and different artists, and try to give them as much knowledge as I can based on what I learned in this industry.
Yeah, and of course, you're leaving behind such a powerful and meaningful legacy, and one that stretched 30 years.
It's crazy.
Not only as the music spoke to countless people, but you're leaving such a long trail that others can follow through. Whether it's your sons or family or friends or artists, it's something to truly be proud of. Your career is
I'm very proud of it. I am very proud of it. I came in this business to be a dope MC.
Yeah, and that's what you did.
And to impress my peers, and along the way, I met some really cool people, met some really awesome fans that eventually became friends of mine and family, to me. And so that's what this business has given me. And now I think it's time for me to sit down and focus on what I can give back to it. I worked hard as a MC. I also worked hard as an entrepreneur in it.
Oh yeah.
And that's where I'm at. I think all of that knowledge, is that's something that I can that can translate to another artist and help them out.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, of course, 30 years plus is an incredibly long time. highs and lows. What kept you motivated to keep making music and keep doing shows and merch and releasing stuff from your heart?
You know what? Probably, I don't know, like 98, 99% of everything I've done, I just love doing it. You know what I mean? I think, well, it has to start with the music, right?
Oh, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
if like I said, if I heard a dope beat by somebody else, I would think like, oh man, I wish I would have rapped over that.
Right. Yeah.
But then as a producer, I've produced pretty much all everything that's come out. I've produced it.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare have I ever rapped over somebody else's beat that they produced it, or unless I guest featured on somebody.
Right.
But that's probably why, because it stayed with me, and is because the music is just like you're being introduced to like some new sound all the time, especially when you're making it. You got a dope snare. You find like you hear like a loop, a drum loop on something, and no one's used it yet. You're like, yes, like I get to do that.
Yeah.
And then that turns into a bass line, and then the bass line turns into a guitar line or a keyboard line, and next thing you know, I've got I'm writing a hook, and I'm writing a chorus, and I'm writing a verse, and that keeps me motivated.
Exactly.
It has to start with the music always. If you don't have that music as in your passion, the love and that passion to create, then this business isn't for you.
Exactly.
It's cool to be a fan. We're all fans.
Yeah.
We're all fans. I mean, I still get girly when I get around my idols.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? I got to meet Big Daddy Kane not too long ago. I got to open up for Big Daddy Kane, and I got to meet him, and I fanned out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is the guy that like I learned how to write syllable lines.
Yeah.
And listen to his metaphors and just listen to the way his cadence was. Mm-hmm. And that stuff just is it's awesome.
I'm the exact same way with you, honestly. Like, we're doing all this business together and shows now. You saw me freak out when I first met you today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I completely get it. It's the love of the game before
I'm a normal
anything.
dude, just like you. You know what I mean? And you see how my family and everybody around puts their arms around you.
Oh, exactly.
That's the way I've been in this game for 30 years. Exactly what you saw today with my my kids and my girl and other people around. That's the way it is. That's the way it's always been in my career. They've always put their arms around me and supported me. Yeah. I'm telling you, there was people in that audience tonight that, like I said, I hadn't seen in probably 15, 20 years.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But they were there in the beginning, and look at them. They came to the last show.
Exactly.
That means so much to me. I can't even, like, there was a point I was saying shit, I was almost in tears.
Yeah.
Because I just was like, this is wild. Like,
It really shows how powerful the legacy you're leaving behind is. And it's something.
Oh, people are mad at me too, though.
Oh, I bet they are, right? They're like, God damn it.
People are mad. They're like, you're not done, bro. You can't be done. And I'm like, no, like trust me, there's a new chapter of this that's going to move into something different. And who knows what that chapter is going to be. But I mean, starting tomorrow, I got a relationship with Erie Records.
Right, exactly. Right.
And Erie Records and I are going to like meet somebody else, and that's going to translate into somebody else. And, and next thing you know, we've got, a lineup of artists.
Right, exactly.
That we're working with and figuring it out. And, in the game for 30 years, I mean, it's a long road, but I had to fail many times to figure it out along that way.
100%, yeah.
Because, there's not that many people will tell you that, but if you've been in this game as long as I have, the first thing you understand is failure.
Yeah.
And because you have to get back up on that horse, you have to, get back up on that bike and ride it and figure out where it's going.
100%.
And you're doing it, man. And I'm telling you, I told you, and I keep saying it, man. I'm proud of you.
You're making me blush on camera too.
Yeah, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Honestly, like I told you before, I was 10 years old when I
Crazy.
discovered you.
Crazy.
And now 8 years later, I'm working right alongside you.
That's so
It is
wild.
incredible, and
Yeah.
it means the world to me. It
That's
really
great,
does. Before we move on, I think Bobby's been staying there for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's all good. Don't mind me.
Okay,
Come jump in this.
come say hi.
Oh.
He already had his. Come say hi.
I don't care. I don't care. There was a point when I wanted to give up.
Mhm.
Bobby J motivated me.
Yeah.
Honest to God, Bobby J and I have known each other a long time. And we used to be in chat rooms and, talking about music and whatever. It's like, it was just a bunch of group of people. I mean, eventually that turned into, I'm like, damn, this dude is doing his thing. And not only that, he's being mentored by Kwame, which on a side note, Kwame would have blew up in Detroit eventually, but I had his record before anybody in Detroit.
Oh, really?
And I gave it to one of the DJs on the radio here. And the DJ broke Kwame's single. And then when Kwame came to perform here with us, with Quick Kid and Play and Salt and Pepper and all these back in the days, he came out and performed, and the audience all knew the words.
Really?
And he was like, I don't even know how they know the words. Well, it was because I helped push that, and I was only 16 years old at the time.
Shit, eh?
So I understand, what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then like I said, and then at some point, I just kind of got lazy with the industry. I wasn't really feeling it at the time. And Bobby was like, nah, man, we got to do something. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And he was like, let's just do a song. I was, all right, cool. And that one song turned into 2 songs. And then we had a great fucking album.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah.
Great album. Got a lot of love everywhere. Bobby, thank God for him. He's got a lot of great friends that, work with Shade 45. Yeah. And the places like that they were getting our Static Selective was playing our stuff. DJ Eclipse was giving us mad love. Premier played it. Yeah. Chuck D played it.
Yeah, literally every legend.
We got a lot of love, man. And I attribute that all to Bobby, because Bobby was the one that pushed me. And not only did he push me, but the album we did, it was a boom bap type album. Yeah. But there were remnants of other, of new style stuff that we kind of, Bobby kind of just pushed into that area. And next thing you know, I'm doing other things that I never even rapped like that before in certain aspects. But I will say, man, I was very proud of that album. Producing it was fucking a blast. Yeah. I enjoyed that shit. And Bobby came through and fucking murdered it. I tell him he's like the syllable king, because I understand syllables. I listen to Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, and how they did that. Bobby is different. There's a Bobby spits syllables like a machine gun on a record, and it's like percussion. It's very percussive. Yeah, it almost reminds me of like a Tech 9 type of thing, where absolutely the syllables hitting are part of the instrumental, and it's beautiful. Yeah, and so having somebody have my back on an album that, first of all, Bobby will murder me on a mic. The kid's ill and deserves mad props for what he does. Getting on a track with him is hard because I know what he's capable of. But the dope shit is that he knows what I'm capable of too, so we complement each other in that way. Yeah. And we made some really fucking dope records. And, it pushed my bars up a little bit. And at the time, I wasn't focused on music at the time. I was feeling kind of disappointed in the rap scene. And getting around him, man, was just fucking awesome. I mean, 99 of your New York rappers, when you're from Detroit and you listen to New York rappers, you're so impressed. Yeah. Because that's the Mecca. Oh, it is. You know? So if anybody's going to learn how to rap, if you're from New York, you better know how if you're going to get in that game. Yeah. And Bobby is just a complete student of the game. So there was things that he's bringing to the table, like, marketing ideas and things like that. And we need to be doing this and we need to be doing that. And I told him, this is all new to me. Let's do it, whatever. And We ended up, I think the highest we got was 23 on iTunes.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because we were on a phone call, like an Instagram live, I think. And people were in our comments while we were in our live, like, yo, you guys are charting right now.
Really?
And like, we like jumped off and like, we were at like number 60.
I forgot about that.
We were at like number 60. And then like an hour later, we were at 50. And we were like, how the fuck did this happen?
Crazy.
And it was awesome. And like I said, that's the first time in my career. The highest I got with Bulletproof was 83 on Billboard. So, I mean, I cracked the top 100, but it just didn't get the push it needed.
Yeah.
And the only reason why was because Geffen had an idea of how much I was going to sell initially. And then we sold that out first day in a half hour.
Wow.
And Geffen wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
So then they didn't have anything at the warehouse pressed up. Everything they had pressed up was in all the stores across the country and the world.
Yeah.
And so it took them 2 weeks to press things up. And during that 2 weeks, there was nobody coming out. I had those 2 weeks to, if I had some supply, I had 2 weeks all to myself on a shelf.
Right.
No. So when they finally get the supply back and I hit the stores, Kanye drops Graduation.
Yeah, and Curtis by 50 Cent dropped too.
Curtis and Tony Yayo.
Oh yeah, he dropped Thoughts of a Predicate Felon, which is huge.
Drop that.
Yeah.
And I'm on that now. I'm on the shelf with them, and everybody's reaching for them instead of the new guy.
Right.
So that hurt us a little bit. I mean, right now I'm 25 million streams of Fired Up,
and that's just on Spotify.
Yep, and that's
which
just
is
on
incredible.
Spotify. It
Yeah,
has nothing to do with any of the other, and that's great. You know, it's because now, as you know, your song can reach into other algorithms as it gets bigger. It's getting the reason it's getting bigger is because it's getting pushed into these algorithms.
Oh, exactly.
That you normally never would be in.
Yeah,
my stuff has always been anthem geared, like stadium rock type, anthems, that kind of stuff. And that's just because most of the stuff I did was sports related. I did work with the Pistons for 4 years, doing all their music for Fox Sports here. And then when I got my record deal, Jimmy Iovine was like, I see your stuff as like stadium stuff. And I started doing the Contender, the boxing show. So I made 2 anthems for the boxing show, and they ended up becoming singles. And Fired Up was the first one we did. And now here we are. I mean, it's still growing. I mean, I remember when it was like, I don't know, didn't have shit. It was under 1 million. Now I'm at 25 million.
Oh, exactly. Even like on Instagram Reels, it has well over 10K.
Right.
Which is just insane, especially for a single that came out 10 years before.
I just wish it would translate into money.
Right? Oh, don't we all, right?
Jesus Christ, man.
Well, hey, hopefully the vinyl press helps with that.
It will.
Yeah. So, you're done with shows, right? Retiring from that. Are you retiring from music, or do you got some stuff in the works still?
Not retiring from music. I'm still making beats. I'm still working on stuff. I've still got ideas that Bobby and I need to kind of work out and work through. Yeah. Maybe putting another, maybe putting an EP out, or just putting a single out. But that's how Pain came about. Pain was something that was going to be an extension of 718-2313.
Yeah.
And then Bobby came out with an album that was fucking incredible, with Dom Dirty.
Yeah, Hire's fantastic.
And so I just said, well, I'll take Pain and I'll put that out, and that'll coincide with me retiring from stage.
Right.
And that just worked out perfect because Dale hit me up and he had the hook, and he played me the hook over the phone. And I was like, yeah, we need to get in the studio. So then me and Dale got in the studio, and then Bobby sent his vocals. And the rest was history. We got with Maestro from Silent Riot Studios, who did all of the 718-2313.
Oh, really?
Everything with us. Okay, yeah. His mixes are like
they're
the best in Detroit. And so it's not that I'm quitting music. It's because music's in my blood. It'll always be there. Never quit. Yeah. But as far as performing on stage, it's a lot. Unless it's somebody else's show and they want me to jump on it or whatever.
Yeah.
30 years of putting shows on myself.
It's a lot.
It's stressful. And after the massive heart attack, man, I said, I can't be stressed out.
No, exactly.
I have to be chill.
Not to mention, hip hop's a very energetic genre, right?
Mhm.
Your breath control has to be insane.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, you know,
I had 29 songs on deck tonight. I think I only did like 14.
Right?
I was like, cut that
I can't
out.
believe how much you did.
Dude, I kept going, okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing
Right?
that one.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
It's insane. The toll it takes, especially on your lungs, you're constantly moving around. It is a lot. So doing it for 30 years straight is a ton.
Well, tonight you heard a span of 30 years of music.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, starting with Uncle Ill and the Ruckus. Even Uncle Ill came tonight and was like, I don't even know if I remember those words, because those words are 28 years old, 25 years old. And him and I haven't performed that in 25 years.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's been a long time.
Between 95 and 2000, that was all dedicated to the Ruckus. 5 years of my life. We had a few record deals on the table, one with Rough House Columbia. They had Cypress Hill, Crisscross. This guy, Joe Nicolo, he owned the label and wanted to sign to Ruckus. And then Shaq wanted to sign us. He flew us out to LA and was talking about doing a deal with his record label called Twism, which stood for The World Is Mine. Yeah. Basically a Scarface theme.
Yeah, right.
And then Corrupt had a label called Entra.
Okay, yeah, I know.
And so we had 3 record deals on the table. We were leaning towards Rough House because we loved Cypress Hill.
I would definitely.
My production at the time, when we were called the Ruckus, my production at the time was more geared towards like that Cypress Hill, House of Pain.
Yeah, that almost
type vibe.
I almost want to say dirty sound.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
It. Yeah, that underground boom.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And then AOL and Time Warner merged with Seagram's also, and they dropped all of the sub labels.
Yeah.
So anybody who had a sub label, Twism, Entra,
they all got
Rough House. Yeah. They all got dumped. So there went our record deals we had on the table. Yeah. And so at that point, I should have tried to figure out what I was going to do, and that's when I decided to go solo in 2000 and work towards trying to get a record deal. And I got signed in 2003.
Yeah. You really have not had the best luck with timing with record deals.
No.
And yet you've still managed to have such a prolific career is stupidly impressive.
You have to power through that stuff.
Exactly.
You can't let that kind of stuff bother you.
Artists, I could name 1,000 off the top of my head, who went in similar situations, got screwed over with timing, money, whatever it was, but then just, there goes my chance and stopped, right?
You know, the good thing is that, you and I met, and, you've seen my career, and you're able to see what mistakes I made and see what I'm doing, and you're able to learn from that. Mm-hmm. See, when I was coming up, we didn't have that. We weren't able to get close to artists that sold anything.
Not. Yeah,
I would love to have sat and picked Big Daddy Kane's ear in 1988. Or Rakim, or Chuck D, or any of those guys.
Yeah, but that's not a.
But we were not allowed. I don't say we weren't allowed. We were not put in the right rooms.
No, exactly,
to be able to even have those types of conversations. Yeah. You just had to go fight and work and get your record deal the same way everybody else did. And you and your generation, people like me are able to sit with you and say, "Hey, man, look, we should do this. Or you should, you should go this route or whatever." That's kind of like the way I see it now.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was able to contact you through an email, hop on a call, and then we set up all this within, what was it,
2 days?
Yeah, it was a couple days, and now 2 months later.
And then 2 months later, here we are.
Right? Never would have dreamed of that. Yeah. Even 10 years ago, that would have been hard.
It worked,
let alone in the late 90s.
You know what? Sometimes you can just know, like, when you meet somebody that, okay, I don't know why. I just know I could trust this guy. Yeah. I mean, look where we're at. Oh, look what we did. You drove 3 hours to my show. Yeah. With your dad and Cameron.
Yeah. Hey, Cammy. He's behind the camera.
That's right. and not only that, you pressed up this vinyl for, that's going to be like one of the last songs I do for my at the retiring part. I'll do more, but that song, Pain, will always be embedded in a piece of my history.
Oh, exactly. And that's why I'm so grateful that you give me this opportunity to really cement it
It's
with
our,
a physical.
it's our job, man.
Exactly.
As
it is,
artists, it's our job to always reach back,
Yeah.
or give back to new and up and coming people. And so I don't want to see people fail.
No, of
I
course
don't.
not. Yeah.
So I feel like I have some knowledge that I can share with you and whatever to help you, grow your business, grow your, grow. Even if you want to still pursue rap,
I hope.
bro, you killed it on stage. That song is dope. That's why I was when you said MUDCAT, right? I didn't think it was you.
Really?
I thought it was a whole separate person.
No.
Yeah. What do you think, Cam? Dope? Yeah. See?
I think he's tired. He's a little sleepy. Well, I appreciate that. That honestly.
Oh, you drove 3 hours to get here, and then you're here for fucking 8 hours. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, but no, honestly, that means the world coming to you.
Yeah.
From you. Sorry, like I said, I grew up listening to your stuff, so the fact that I'm able to have a part in a single you did, and share the stage with you, and then you actually like it, I never would have dreamed.
Bro, that vinyl is sick. And you had like the mystery color vinyl.
Oh, of course. I knew this was special.
But the quality of it is dope.
Well, I only choose.
I've never had a 45 my whole career.
Really? That's your first one?
This is my first 45.
Wow. I wouldn't expect that.
But 45s are like in style right now.
Oh,
Bobby,
they are, yeah.
How about this? You got that shit pressed up so fucking fast. Me and Bobby were trying to do vinyl for 718-2313. How late was that? 8 months?
Maybe he should do the 718.
Right?
By all means, let me know.
Like we need to do a vinyl run for that.
We're gonna do that, bro.
Hey,
yeah,
I'm ready.
When we were gonna do the rollout of our CD, we were gonna do vinyl, but they were coming back like 8 months, 6 months.
Yeah, mine's not that long. Mine's like 2, 3.
Shit's crazy,
bro.
My
I'm not gonna get into all details, but my plan's 6 to 10 weeks.
If you press up our album, that album cover is fucking
it's
sick.
Amazing.
Yeah. As a vinyl fucking cover, oh my god,
that's tough to get into. But anyway, we're just about out of time, apparently.
Let's do it.
So thank you so much for everything, from the single to your contributions to hip hop to just this conversation. It means so much to me.
You're welcome.
Say whatever goodbyes you'd like to the good people watching.
Yo, listen to the people in Dunville. This motherfucker's the mayor. Okay, it's the mayor of Dunville right here. Okay, fuck MUDCAT. It's fucking Josh Lambert, the fucking mayor of Dunville. Do people even understand? Do you even understand who this guy is and what he brings to the city of fucking Dunville? Jesus Christ. Okay? Let me tell you about this guy. Okay? This motherfucker's a beast. He has no fear. He jumped off the fucking cliff with his own money and came to fucking Detroit. Tough ass fucking Detroit in the gutter over here. We're in a fucking this 20 years ago. This was an abandoned fucking rotted out piece of shit building. And now this motherfucker's here and he's fucking representing with some of the best fucking MCs in Detroit. He was rubbing shoulders. Bobby J from Rockaway, Queens in New York, who's holding down Far Rockaway, Queens. The number one fucking MC in fucking Far Rockaway, Queens. Bobby J from Rockaway. He's rubbing shoulders in Detroit with Quest, Marv One,